also creates easier opportunities for Paul Millsap, who was an all-star last year, and paved the way for Al Horford, who I think is one of the most versatile bigs we have in the NBA.
It's time for NBA action, and it's brought to you by ESPN on EA Sports. I'm your host, Jalen Rose. The Cleveland Cavaliers may have a playoff spot now, but it's not guaranteed as they face off against the Miami Heat. We've got Mike Breen and JVG ready for the call.
Welcome to the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida. It's NBA on ESPN Monday as we get set for the third meeting of the season.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here with another NBA Live My Career Game plan. Today we are taking on the Cavaliers. Finality. I don't know how many times we took on the Cavaliers. Take them on in NBA 2K, NBA Live. It's just that every time we pop in NBA Live, it seems like the Cavaliers are always on the schedule. I don't know, man. But anyways, though, we're taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And we get the tip, and we started off. So coming down the lane, I'm really getting sick and tired of this camera, man. This camera is really starting to bother me now. Like I tried, like I said when I first started playing this game, I'm trying to cope with this camera. I'm trying to give it a chance, but I can't get with it, man. You can't really see the floor, man. This camera's just not for me, man. I'm gonna have to switch back to the broadcast camera. I don't care how y'all feel. If that's not the type of thing you want to see, I don't care. I have to play the game the way I want to play it, and this camera's just not working for me. Like EA just didn't do a good job with the camera angles. Like I don't care. The game looks good. Like what are you trying to hide from us? EA, the game looks good. Look at the floor. Look how polished the floor is. Look how the lights and the ambiance of the arena just glow. Like, look at this. This game is beautiful. Like, you did a really good job, EA. Why are you trying to hide? Why you keep giving us these basic ass, camera angles? Like, come on, man. You gotta have more camera angles than this. 2K got like 20 different camera angles. Y'all only got like 7 or 8 max. But whatever. Can't get with this camera, man. I can't. You never know if you under the basket or you just don't know where you are. Look, I'm under the basket. I didn't know that. Like I'm thinking I'm where I can get the rebound, but I'm right under the basket, so I can't get the rebound. So I can't get with it, man. Once I start second quarter, I'm changing my camera back, man. I can't do this camera no more. I can't.
Good free throw shooting knocks down a pair. The Heat on the move.
So yeah,
This is the layup.
taking on Cavaliers. You already know how I feel about the Cavaliers. Oh, and then what he gonna say now? We already know they can't play defense. Kevin Love. You know, Kevin Love is not living up to the hype. We all know Virgil's injured. We all know. Quit shitting on the Cavaliers, please. I understand. I feel your pain, but y'all hyped this team up over the summer. Y'all brought this on the Cavaliers. Y'all hyped this team up all summer, and I'm just sitting here looking like I called it. I said they would not be. I said they'd be a top 5, and the best I can give them was a third seed, was the third or fourth seed at best. I gave them the fourth, well, really the fourth seed. Because when we started our season, I said, "Oh no, this is a 4th seed team. This ain't like I said, they're not like the Miami Heat. They don't have that. They don't have that experience or the type of leadership that the Heat had. Like Wade and LeBron were kind of like leaders. Like you would expect Kevin Love to be like a leader, be ambitious, but I don't know, man. It's just bad things are happening with the coach now. The coach is, him and LeBron are button heads. Then you got Kevin Love out of place. J.R. Smith, he doing all right. He doing all right. Iman Shumpert, we don't know yet. Like I said, man, he's sitting back with I think a dislocated shoulder. I think it's a dislocated shoulder. I don't really remember. I know last time he was injured, they said he had a shoulder injury and he had to sit out a couple games. So I don't know if it was dislocated or if it's just a bruise or something like that, like whatever. But yeah, when he's ready to come back, he'll be back. J.R. Smith, he's doing all right. He's a good replacement for Dion Waiters, but you add Timothy Mozgov. What does he do? Absolutely nothing for your team. Really hoping you guys will go after a Robin Lopez. Probably have to trade away a lot of your shooters, but hopefully if you could pull it off, you could probably get Ray Allen from free agency if you can pull it off. But Timothy Mozgov, really? To replace Anderson Virgil? A guy who can get double-doubles on a nightly basis, just like Kevin Love can? You really think that's not a good replacement? I'm sorry. Mozgov is not a good replacement. I'm sorry. He's tall. He's a big body. He can do something defensively, but other than that, he ain't getting far with him. Like I said, man, the Cleveland Cavaliers are good enough to get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. That's all they're good for. They're good enough to get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. The coach, I don't know what he's doing. I've been noticing this a lot as lately. When it comes to pick and rolls, when it comes to defending the pick and roll schemes that these teams run, 9 times out of 10, the Cavaliers don't know what to do. Like, the Cavaliers can't play defense. Like, I'm looking at the Suns game the other night. You got Markieff Morris going. I don't know if it was Markieff or Marcus. I don't know. One of them. One of the Morris twins went off for 35. Just straight up balling. I'm talking about he going in the post. He banging up Kevin Love. And one thing I noticed was the pick and roll defense is trash. Like, I've already stated that Kyrie's pick and roll defense, like if Kyrie's playing pick and roll defense, that's his big weakness. Like, he cannot guard pick and roll save his life. He couldn't do it on the Olympics team. That's why he was getting burned. That's why they had to put in Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, because they were the only two type of guys you can run at the point besides James Harden, because you didn't want to burn him out, because you need him at the end of the game to get you buckets. But Kyrie, he's an offensive juggernaut. You're gonna need him in the clutch, but he couldn't guard that European pick and roll game. He's, like I said, Kyrie is trash on defense, man. Kyrie is trash on defense. He can't guard the pick and roll. Like, you run pick and roll, running pick and roll on Kyrie Irving is like playing a bunch of 4th graders. It's literally like being a college athlete playing a bunch of 4th graders. Like, it's that easy. Kyrie Irving is that bad on defense when it comes to the pick and roll. And so is the Cavaliers. Sean Marion, he's not playing up to standards. He's just he playing like Shaq. He just standing there. Like, you don't know what Sean Marion doing. And you got, I don't know, they're not running. I personally believe they're not running enough sets for Kevin Love, to be honest with you. There's a lot of sets you can run with Kevin Love, such as pick and pop, you got the elbow shot, you got all that stuff you can do with him, but they barely run anything with him like they did in Minnesota. They need to take playbooks of the Minnesota's book and try and orchestrate Kevin Love into the game more, because they don't orchestrate him enough. Like, I'm not gonna say he's not getting good shots. I'm not gonna say he's not getting good shots. He is getting good shots with their offense. He's not getting enough touches. That's my problem. I feel like he should have a little bit more touches. Because if he had a little bit more touches, there could be a good. Because you gotta put all three of them together. That was the big thing with Miami. All three guys did something. All three guys brought something to the table. That's why it was so hard to beat them. You know, that's why it was so hard to beat them for certain teams. It was really hard to beat the Miami Heat, because if all three guys got rolling, it was a wrap. Like, when Dwayne Wade goes off for 20, LeBron finishes with 30, Chris Bosh ends up with like 18, 19, or 20. It's a wrap. You cannot beat the Heat when they're on. When you could not beat the Heat when they were rolling, and that's the problem with Cleveland. They're not getting all three guys involved. They're running sets for Kevin Love, but they're not running enough. They're not giving him enough touches. I feel like if they gave him enough touches, he could really do damage, because he's a pick and pop. He's a guy who can knock down a three, but they're not giving him enough. But that's another problem too. They keep leaving him at the 3-point line. They're not leaving him. They're not letting him go down in the post and do damage. That's where he can do a lot of damage, as in the posts. You know, boxing out, getting those offensive rebounds, getting you second chance opportunities. Like, you got to orchestrate Kevin Love more into the offense. He's more valuable than what you think. They're not running enough plays with him. They're not letting him be in the spots that he needs to be in. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say, man. Like I said, man, Kevin Love will be a free agent at the end of the season, and there's no telling where this man will go. There's no telling where his mindset is, and there's no telling if he's going to stay or not. But, hey, whatever. So, anyways, that's pretty much the game. Yeah, there you go. You see the stats and all this stuff. I'm going to let Jalen Rose take over from here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Really lost big in this matchup, and you could tell it was tough on them. Losses like this become main discussion topics in the media. So hopefully this team is ready to answer the tough questions. It's not going to be fun. Check out the leading scores for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Game track. Steals.
As you can see in the highlights, this team did a great job of staying competitive and putting in the necessary effort to get the win. When you look at the game stats, you definitely get a more complete picture of this matchup.
Player of the game.
When you see these highlights, it's easy to see how this guy earned the award. His impact on the game wasn't lost on anyone. And here we have a look at the shot chart. And with our league scores, here's the latest from around the association. These are the Eastern Conference standings as we near the playoffs. Here's a look at what's coming up. This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.